My name is Jackie, and I work for QSR Group. And my role is accounts payable coordinator. And that's basically it. I process all the payments for QSR, so it's for Tim Hortons and Wendy's. The coordinator takes in all the invoices and they code it and process it into the system so that we can pay it. We used to have get approvals via email, right? From each store, every invoice that came in. So that's quite a bit of a high volume. So I would send it out to email it to the store, and then from the store I would wait for them to approve it, and then I would print it. After everything is approved and I have it in front of me, I would enter it, the invoice number, the amount, the GL code, everything went into Sage, right? Then troubleshoot any troubleshooting with the vendor and whatnot, right? Working a lot of more than 8 hours. It was anywhere between 10 to 15 hours per day. The invoices would be come in via email, and then what we I would do is I forward all those invoices to the stores for approvals. Then I would get the approvals, and they didn't come in all at the same time, right? So I would have to wait, but while I was waiting, I have to print everything, right? Because I would have to file it eventually. Because it's high volume and the process, now the process has changed, right? I mean, every other place I've worked for, it's the same thing. When you do payables, this is how it is. So what happens, even if you use SAP, this is way better than SAP, because in SAP, after a little while, I was doing the data entry in SAP as well. Then they changed it where we were uploading the invoices into SAP, and they were going to each branch, right? And each branch manager would be approving it, right? But what happens is, even once I got it into SAP, I would have to send it to the manager as well. It wasn't like they went into SAP and they approved whatever needed to be approved. No, you have to send it to them. So it was still daunting. Everything is in Factura, so it saves a lot of time. And the approval process too, as well, is perfect because everything is funneled through Factura. I don't have to email the stores. Everything is going through Factura automatically from the vendor. So then the stores go in every day, check their emails, and approve the invoices. So in the past, they would have to wait for me to send it to them, right? And anything over that threshold, right? Now, the district managers, once the store approves it, it goes right into their box and they can approve whatever is the threshold is, right? So there's no waiting. There's no waiting for on me or lots of emailing going back and forth, right? It all is there in Factura. So the DM can go in there also as well and look at all the costs for that store, right? All the invoices that were for that store. There's a snapshot of it there for them, right? So
Okay, gotcha.
it's more efficient for everybody, not just me. Everything went into Sage, right? Now I don't have to do that because Factura, we download all the invoices into Sage, so I don't have to do any data entry. If I want to go through a statement from a vendor, right? I could go in Factura, type in the number, there it is. If it's not there, then I'll know, right? But everything is funneled to Factura, so even if I'm looking up an invoice, looking through the Factura for per store, it's so much easier, right? I just type in the store, all the invoices for that store show up, right? Per vendor. It's just so much easier as opposed to Sage. Sage is good for processing the payment, right? But looking up stuff, it was a little more daunting, right? To go through it. The same with the payment, like the way you guys set up the payment so that once we do the payment through Sage, we can upload the file from Factura. so that I don't have to transfer every invoice into a file so that it can get approved, right? So it's working out pretty well. Filing, right? You don't have to file. Everything is saved in it's paperless. We're going pretty much paperless, right? Effective, more efficient. I could spend more time with other things within the accounting department, right? So they can give me more work. The fact that I can come in at 8:30 and leave at 4:30 is amazing compared to what we had before. So this has really changed my life in coming into work because I don't think I could I could have done it much longer. I gotta be honest with you. So this is
Really?
really good. Yeah, and
So,
the ease of this system. It's just so easy to use. It's friendly, user friendly. Everything is there, right? Now everything has changed, so it's not as time consuming. So I would say per invoice now everything is minutes, right? As opposed to half an hour or 15 minutes per invoice in the past, right? So it's minutes. It just relates to minutes now in Factura. I have to finish my part in AP in order for the rest of my team to continue, right? So it's important that I finish within those 3 days, 3 day period for the month end, so that the rest of my team can continue with the closing the books. Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't meet that 3 days sometimes. Yeah. At some point in the past, I would have to think about coming in earlier than usual so that we can close the month for the books, right? All that has been eliminated. I would have to wait for the stores to approve these invoices, right? I have to wait for them, and they didn't understand you know, the the urgency of it at times, right? Because they got to run the store. I mean, there's this one store manager goes into Factura. They go in there on a daily basis, and they approve whatever they need to approve for their store. So that's it. They don't have to wait for my email or anything. They have one place to go to. You go in, check every day, and that's why it's been easier at the end of the month because they're doing it on a daily basis. They're going into Factura, or they'll get a notification in Factura, right? An email saying, "Look, you got invoices outstanding in Factura." So it's always there. There's alerts and stuff, so they can't forget. So that's why it's been really much better at the end of the month. Most of the vendors are going through Factura, so I can see everything from where we have a cutoff date, right, for the invoices. So that from that point on, anything that they haven't approved, I can see it. And usually it's 5 or 6, and I can accrue for it. It's not a problem, and it's right there. I don't need to print anything. I don't need to do anything further than that. It is more efficient for the end of the month, quite a bit. Almost ready by the second day. I'm pretty much okay. I love everything about it. Just love the fact that I don't have to do what I used to do before. Right? There's no more paper. There's no more filing. There's no more scanning. You know what I mean? That's basically it. That's what I love about it. Any kind of troubleshooting, you guys are great at supporting us here, right? When we have an issue with anything, or if you have to make changes to the way we do things that might be a little bit better, you guys are great at that. I mean, what you guys just did for me now, I didn't know we could do that. When you put that the two invoices in the correct vendor. When I upload it in the wrong vendor, and I mean, it's just the little things here and there that I can. I use your support all the time, so it's fantastic. Definitely, I think every company should use it. Every company. I'm telling you, like I've used Great Plains as well, but and SAP, and I've used Sage in the past as well. This is the best that anybody's ever come up with. I'm telling you, this is great. Highly
okay.
recommended.